for my niggas. My niggas is gone.
Real shit, only fuck with them niggas I'm still with. I still with. If I'm in a fix, they bout some trill shit. For my rounds, I appeal shit. Divide spends to get a meal ticket. With that attitude like we'll get it, still busy. Still with it, looking over haters like they lil midgets. Nausea hopping around the night, camouflage like lil crickets. I got a problem with me having just a lil digits. From the city where niggas lie, kill, and steal for riches. And I done been around and even met some trill bitches. Broads harder than these niggas real snitches. I never tell on the soul, that's cold, the real sickness. Love run deep, I won't speak with God as my witness. I never mix with fake niggas because it's bad for business. And when I eat off my plate, I eat off clean dishes. That's why I'm testing my faith, about to get on my mission. It's real over here, daddy, so won't you take a listen. My nigga, my nerve, my partner, my ward, and my round. My ace and my dog, my ride or die, my all the way down, nigga. My nigga, my nerve, my partner, my ward, and my round. My ace and my dog, my ride or die, my all the way down, nigga. My nigga, my nerve, my partner, my ward, and my round. My ace and my dog, my ride or die, my all the way down, nigga. My nigga, my nerve, my partner, my ward, and my round. My ace and my dog, you heard me?
Big ups to the fam. Shouts out to the team. Welcome to the Rounds Podcast. If it's your first time rocking with us, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you've been rocking with us, then you already know what it is. It's full rounds, mainstream news, pop culture, and a little bit of family business. Joked out right now. I'm Benjamin. That's good. Got my rounds with me. Cuzzo Ren, hatchback of the ENT and Caveman 55. What's good, fella?
What's happening with it?
You look like you about to do Hustle and Flow Part 2, Rent. You hear me?
I'm tired, fresh off from work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You getting the last of the munchies in them, baby.
Yeah, bro. You look like you about to move some more furniture.
Nah, I'm done. I'm about to chill, do what you did with the pillow and the fan. You feel me?
Yeah, I had to. Mondays be my rough day, dog.
It's time for me to get me another top 4 victory. You heard me? I think today my day.
Yeah, if you crowning yourself, you're gonna always win.
I'm about to tell you, dog.
No, like, I think the one before last, I got the W.
Yeah, that's what I just said. If you crowning yourself,
no, I think y'all gave it to me.
We doing top 4 Michael Jackson songs. It's Michael Jackson's birthday today, so we decided to do the top 4 Michael Jackson songs.
Rest in peace to the King of Pop.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hatchback coming second. He says that's gonna be real fire. I'm eager to hear that. We got you starting it off, my kid, man.
Yeah, of course. I'm starting it off. It's my turn.
Of course.
It's my turn. You feel me? So I'm gonna go with the number 1 song that's gonna never ever die. They got a lot of songs that are gonna be forgotten, but Thriller, that's gonna always be played every single year, Halloween time. The greatest video ever. You feel me? Then my next one, You Are Not Alone. I am here with you.
Shout out to R. Kelly.
Talk to him, man.
Shout out to R. Kelly.
No. Michael Jackson song.
R. Kelly wrote that song. R. Kelly wrote that song. He wrote and produced
We're talking about how the singing of it. That's Michael Jackson. Next, I got Smooth Criminal.
You 0 for 3.
I wanna rock with you all night. That's my 4.
Okay.
Huh?
All right. Number 1, Human Nature. Right? Yeah.
I sang that the other day.
Number 2, Can't Help It.
Who?
Can't Help It. That's off the Wall album.
How that sound?
Can't help it if I wanted to. Can't help it even if I could. Can't help it if I. Yeah. Stevie Wonder produced that one. Number 3, Butterflies. You dig? When he came back, Marsha Ambrosius wrote the little song Butterflies. Nice little neo soul groove. You know what I'm saying? Wonderful song. You dig?
It was.
And I'm gonna go PYT. I wanna love you Pretty young. Yeah.
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 I beat you though. That was
You
a good.
crazy
That was a
as
good
shit.
attempt.
You're crazy as
Next,
shit. You
you was
crazy.
the first one to go down.
No, you
You
tripping.
the first.
I'm next, bro.
You the first one to go down.
Y'all please hit us up in the chat and let us know something. I'm gonna go with Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Come on.
I like it.
You know, one of my faves. Still on that kind of upbeat shit. You wanna be starting something. You wanna be Well, y'all got me feeling it too. Too hard to get over. What else I got on this bit?
Top 4 Michael Jackson song. Did they?
The Way You Make Me Feel.
All right.
You really
That was my shit.
Oh, you really turn.
I like the video.
You knock me off of my feet. And last one out, you probably wouldn't be thinking. A lot of meat on the bone, but this mic, you can't take it all. The Girl Is Mine, bro.
I was going to
You
say that.
Paul McCartney.
I was
got
going to
two
say
of them
that.
now. Not two
But-
of them. Catch then Goody. Your turn, Rent.
Dog, you
You
done
already
already.
did, boy.
The weak ass list you put together.
You went commercial and flopped.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna say Mike been trying to put us on game when he said they don't really care about us. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it.
You know what I'm saying? And just
My
because it's
bad,
Mike,
dog.
that was a bad motherfucker. So I'm gonna go with bad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
One of my favorite pastimes. I used to
did it.
love to beat it. You know what I'm saying? So
My God.
put that on there.
Video,
And,
not a video.
Let me see what else we got from Mike, man. And I'm freestyling. I ain't look up no listen, none of that there. Heal the world, man. Make it a better place. You hear me?
Make it a better place.
I ain't like that song. I ain't like that one. I ain't like Black and White. I ain't like, what I almost picked was the one
I
with
think
him
I
and
won
Janet
that. I
Jackson.
won that top 4.
Stop pressing with me. Him and Janet.
Mhm.
That was a nice one.
I won that top 4, fellas.
No, you didn't.
Man, just let him say he won. That nigga gonna say that all the time.
No, I don't want that. No, this time.
Nigga
I
ain't got to
think
get
I
it to
won
you.
this.
You're getting it to yourself.
Well, yeah, I know. Thriller was just put me over the top.
All that showed me is Mike has some goddamn hits because it's a bunch of songs we ain't even put on.
About
there.
to
talking
tell
about
you
Yeah, I
now.
put the best one. I had the
When you
best
said
photo.
Thriller and Heal the World and all that commercial,
I ain't say Heal No
Coca-Cola
World.
commercial ass shit. Man in the
You're
Mirror.
Not Alone. You're Not Alone is one of the greatest songs he made.
Man, can we get to the
I'm
topic? I
about
don't
to
want
tell
to
you,
hear this
look,
nigga
I'm just about to tell
honk
you
his
now,
own horn
you
all
can try
day.
to promote it till you're blue in the face, but we gotta let the people decide. We get an early shouts out to those who
Boy, that
win it
boy
early. Shouts
hater,
out to
boy.
Uda, shouts out to Diddy, shouts out to Brendan, shouts out to Damien, shouts out to Miss Minor, and I think I got them all. All right, baby. Let's go ahead and get this problem.
Yeah, I like Balenciaga.
All the boys in here is what you
Anything?
Anything?
Yes, anything.
All right, so you gotta dig in the trash can. First thing you find food-wise, you just gotta eat.
Okay.
Let's go. You ready?
Balenciaga.
Wait, tell me. I came along. So you don't want the hills, you take those.
Okay, I'll take these.
Fellas, we have been talking about designer fashion and shit, kind of the obsession with it. And we was talking about from the aspect of, people spending their bread and going broke and all of this type of shit. This here is just totally compromising yourself really for nothing. Thoughts, please.
That motherfucker just caught Omicron and Delta and every other variant that they fucking gave out in the last fucking year.
That's a nasty mouth bitch. That's my first thing come to my mind. God damn.
I don't know if that's come from bad parenting because I ain't get with the shoes I wanted, so I kind of could easily turn that shit down for some
Man, that
clothing
was
items.
That shit
she's a
remind me.
fucking adult. I ain't blaming her parents. She got
That
poor
shit remind
decision
me.
making skills.
That shit remind me of fucking Fear Factor, man.
Yeah,
Bro.
that shit totally grossed me
She
out,
went out
man.
the trash can for a pair.
I
And then
told
allowed
y'all
herself to
people
get.
love them ugly ass shoes, man. Them bitches ain't even hot. It ain't nothing.
I
It
never,
ain't nothing in the world I eat out the trash can for, dog. Like it's no material thing you could get me to do that for.
Man, she did that with ease.
show
Look,
again.
it looked like she was a little took it aback at first. You know what I'm saying? Like she kind of,
She
but
said
fuck it. Like,
what she was thinking was, "That's all."
Right. That's what I think.
This easy.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck
she,
Shit.
that's it. All right. I thought I was
man,
gonna have to do some, slurping or something. But
Something
shit,
hard.
I gotta do is you know what I'm saying?
That would have been way too easy for her, you know what I'm saying? So, I done
bro.
seen white bitches do way nastier things, but
Me too.
that was
Me,
just
me too, brother. Me
that
too.
was
Then
just
she let
fucking
herself
gross.
get video doing it.
I
What?
will say that I'm glad that he didn't exploit that it wasn't the sister who fell victim to the trap. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no! See, I'm not gonna even go there. Listen, if you dumb enough, I don't give a fuck if you blue, or black, or Chinese. If you stupid enough to expose yourself to tetanus and all kind of stupid
Look,
things,
I'm with you. I'm just glad he didn't
Nah,
show it though.
fuck
I'm
that.
just, you
I'm
know what I'm
glad it was
saying?
a
I'm
white
just
girl
glad it
too.
was
You know
one
what
of
I'm
them.
saying?
You know what I'm
fuck
saying?
all
Because we
that.
know the motherfucker will do it.
What?
Hell yeah,
They do
shit.
it.
Nigga said people that
Like,
sell
yeah,
their soul for designer. That's real.
what was that? Some boba? Some
Yeah,
juice?
you're right, Brendan. People are selling
It
damn
just
people.
exploded. Huh?
What was that? A latte? What was it? Some fuck.
Man, that shit was trash, nigga. What you mean? What was it? That was
Yeah, I'm
It was,
backwash
I'm
and
trying.
it
spit
was
Listen,
and some more
definitely poor
shit.
taste.
I'm trying to identify what she actually consumed. Though is what I'm saying.
Looked
That's
like
what
she
I'm
kind of
telling you.
earned the drink.
Trash. Backwash, nigga.
As I'm saying, whatever it was spit. I know that much. But
Yeah,
was it
because
like a
it ain't a lot
milkshake?
left. You know,
Was it a milkshake? Was it warm? What the fuck?
Man, that bitch
it looked real
nasty,
loose,
dog. Who
dog. You
made
know,
y'all put that shit? That shit grossed me out,
Yeah,
man.
she hit that bitch. She didn't have no reflex, no
look,
gag, no nothing.
blame the clips department, baby. You know,
Man,
Nah,
I
she
gotta
used.
get with them, dog. That shit, that boy, look.
oh shit.
But nah,
Ah,
I mean, I'm with you, Cole. I'm glad it wasn't a sister. He did that too. You know what I'm saying? He got some white trash
He
to.
didn't do that to nobody. He said something and the bitch said yeah. She did it to herself.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad it wasn't a sister participating in the fuckery. He got some white trash to drink some trash. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at him.
I know that's right. Nigga say brand hoes and full of fact.
That's crazy, bro.
I usually have a lot to say, but I'm lost for words.
The same thing. You
I'm
seen
lost
you
for
I ain't
words.
really got too
Well,
much on that one either, dog. That
I
shit was.
mean,
I'm looking
I'm,
like, what the
okay.
fuck?
I'm gonna ask y'all though.
that's a grown working adult.
What was the worst thing you seen somebody do for some money or something like that on the spot?
Nah, I don't know if it was for money or nothing. I don't know if y'all remember this, but it was a white dude who licked the rim of a toilet seat when COVID first came out. And then they said like maybe a couple weeks later he got COVID. You know what I'm
Monkey
saying? But yeah, it's that type of shit. Anything on Fear Factor, all that's the worst shit I ever saw, dog. Like I can't. That
I try
That's
to
evil
some
weird
erase. I
jackass
shit.
try to
type shit or
erase.
something.
I try to
Hey, look,
erase some of them memories, dog. It's hard for me to go pull them up.
when I was in the military, we had a dude in the mechanic session. His name was Khan, big ass Mississippi hairy motherfucker, dude. For money, he would eat anything. When I say anything, this motherfucker ate sow bugs. He ate a fucking a toad live. This motherfucker would. It got to the point to where they would bet so much money. One day he got court-martialed because this motherfucker was about to sit down and eat some corn out this motherfucker shit for $1,000. And we all had the pool. Everybody had put the money up. And this motherfucker was digging through the shit for corn.
But
And
who
he was
gonna
about to eat it.
watch that shit?
But somebody ran and told him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody ran and told. But it was,
This is true. This is definitely true.
Look, no charge. Groceries. Groceries.
Say, bro, like, look, I
Shout out
always
to the
said, dog,
iPhone.
Fear Factor, one show I can't do. I got a weak stomach as it is. Like, I don't even do potlucks, nigga. So you know I ain't about to do none of this weird shit.
Oh no, you can't do potluck. Fuck that.
Nah, the only person I ever knew, but he was homeless for a time, so he would do some, like we'd be walking, they got cigarettes in a, just in an ashtray somewhere random. He see a long, he grab that bit, find a long one, smoke that bit. You feel me? But he had to eat out of a garbage can
That's
because to
survival.
survive.
That's survival.
Right.
That
So
ain't-
his
You
mentality
don't
was a
need a
little
damn
different
Joe
on
to
certain shit.
survive.
No, but I'm just saying that
Hey,
I guess that kind of make your
you
mentality a
smoke
little different.
cigarettes? You smoke cigarettes, bro?
No,
Nah, I ain't never.
Well, you
I
don't, you
have
don't,
before. I
you don't know
have
the struggle.
before.
You don't know the. I'm not saying smoked a few. I'm saying hooked on them, sell them, bitch. I'm
Nah,
talking.
I ain't never been that hooked on nothing.
I'm talking about everywhere you go. You
I don't got too many memories on seeing somebody do some shit. I
It's cool,
I erase
man.
them.
we gonna move off of this one.
we used to
Yeah,
look.
get
I
off
ain't
of
go-
this shit, man.
Oh,
That
one
was-
more thing. They used to watch. They used to pay them. You know what I'm saying? Rockheads, you did $5-10 and have like a hood Olympics doing all kind of stupid shit, trying to flip off the mattress and you know what I'm saying, race and fight. It was fucked up, but it was some good entertainment. It did. No harm, no foul.
I miss Rockheads. These new junkies ain't worth shit.
Fuck no, ain't they still?
Oh shit, let's go, boy.
Thousands of African Americans travel from all over the country to InvestFest in Atlanta in hopes of learning the keys to financial literacy and starting their own businesses. Those here tell me creating jobs is a priority.
The black community has a pre-existing pipeline to prison, but we don't have a pre-existing pipeline to what?
This event, which is all about education and investing, it's the brainchild of these four men who helped create Earn Your Leisure, a financial literacy movement focused on helping black Americans.
This is a movement, and we call it that very intentionally, right? We grew up and heard things about the March on Washington, right? The Civil Rights Movement, and that had its time. But right now, we're in the financial revolution.
We need to figure out how we can actually attack from the highest level and build our own venture capital funds and have our own private equity firms and do international business. And then we don't actually have to demand the politician do anything. We can force them to do things. We force them to do things by money.
A recent poll found that 55% of black and 48% of Latino adults say they are currently facing serious financial problems due to inflation. For white adults, it's 38%. With the midterms looming, Democrats will count on African Americans to turn out and vote, but many are hoping for a return on their long-term investment.
Poor people vote, rich people lobby. At the end of the day, if we want to get something done, we got to vote with our dollar.
Ryan Young, CNN, Atlanta, Georgia.
Poor people vote, rich people lobby. InvestFest, fellas, seemed like a good idea. I know all y'all done heard of and probably subscribe to the Earn Your Leisure podcast. Give you a range of financial advice, investing advice, real estate. Y'all know the gambit. What do you think about InvestFest? Would you like to attend something like that? And just think, and just give me y'all thoughts on trying to be business owners and create wealth for the community.
I think it's good, go ahead, Hatch.
Now you got it.
I think it's good that the number of black people went out there to try to get educated on their financial literacy. I subscribe to Earn Your Leisure, listening to some of the stock market advice, and just thinking about how we was dabbling in the stock market about a year ago. We was doing pretty good, making a few dollars over here. We didn't pretty much know the exact ins and outs, but the little shit we did know, we kind of was hitting on it. Like, you feel me? So the more we can learn, you dig, and as a group, a collective, that'll be even better. So I got a thumbs up that venture, that event. You feel me?
I agree. Love it. Want to see more of it. Like the fact that Atlanta is leading the way in black business, and they standing on that like 100%. I don't know if you guys ever been to Atlanta, but you know, bunch of black entrepreneurs who doing their thing. You know, bunch of black businesses. They spin black. They do. You know, they keep it in the community. Now, um, I think other cities and communities can learn from what they're doing and can actually make a difference.
Um, yeah, I think it was a good thing. I think we definitely need more. First of all, Earn Your Leisure is a dope platform. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said, teaching financial literacy and things like that. I think the Invest Fest was definitely a dope idea. Hopefully, it's something that continue to grow and expand. And basically, just listening to it, I know it might be a little bit off track, but man, can we stop blindly voting Democrat? Like they talking about they want Biden to help them and this and that, this and that. Them people don't give a fuck about us. Like your boy said the realest shit when he said about the lobbying thing. These people don't. They come around and they tap dance for your vote. They sucker you out your vote every 4 years, and really and truthfully, they don't even gotta do that. Most niggas gonna vote Democrat regardless, cause that's all they know. So I
Well,
think
don't say stop asking for the president to help. He there. So you might as well throw the shot out there. Why
no,
not
I'm
throw it out there?
the time to ask or demand their services ain't when they in office. Is when they trying to
Before
get
the
in
election.
office.
It's
You
before
know
the
what I'm
election.
saying?
Yeah, we say this about any of them who get in office. Don't ask them. So as soon as somebody in there, we gotta still ask them.
No,
That's what
what
I'm
we
saying.
need to do is we need to take a year and like create our own party or make one of the other parties a viable option. The Republicans done showed us their hand, the Democrats done showed us their hand. Let's get an independence or the Green Party or any other party a chance because it's been kind of proven these 70-year-old white men don't give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel
I'm
you,
just
but
saying try something different.
I feel you. But back to the point, I think that what's it called? What's the fest called?
Invest Fest.
The Invest Fest. I think we need to have some of those in schools now. Like we shouldn't have that limited for grown-ups and seminars. That should be a high school class, 10th grade, 11th grade. They should be learning some of these things. So when they get out of school, that could be something they'd be already knowledgeable about. You know what I mean?
School's not trying to
No,
train business owners; they trying to train workers. So
that's the truth.
But that's
But let me
why I
ask you
say that,
this.
that kind of thing should be in school, farming and shit like that. You know what I mean?
That's all the shit they've been taking out of school.
right.
You was talking about Atlanta kind of being the hub for like black business and stuff. Why you think they so successful at that? You know what I'm saying? And I guess why haven't other areas followed the blueprint, or why you think it's so hard for other areas to kind of follow that blueprint?
I think they
Anybody
got
had
more of a
not
stick
there?
together mentality in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like community wise, like I don't think, and I lived like on the outskirts of Atlanta for a little while. It didn't, you don't get the vibe where another black man see you as competition necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll see you and just automatically go to putting you up on something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real good spot to network in for whatever you're trying to accomplish as far as entrepreneur wise. And I think that should be the mentality of black people across the nation. Like we got to stop seeing each other as competition and start seeing each other really like family.
Dog, before you get in the head, it's funny you say that because one of their mottos is collaboration over competition. And that kind of rang with me. Go ahead, bro. You did you hear the question? Had I was asking you why you thought Atlanta being so successful with the black business, why other people then kind of copy that model? Why it's so hard for others to kind of copy that model?
I don't know why. I wouldn't say I don't know that it would be hard. I just don't see much of it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your attempt in for it to be, you know, arduous or complicated. I just don't see enough people heading in that direction. You know, since COVID, there's been a rise in a lot of black entrepreneurs and businessmen and women who are leaving the corporate world and trying their own luck in business.
I like that. Oh, my
But
bad.
it's as far as keeping it exclusive and trying to build wealth for the community. Um, it hasn't, you know, we haven't really got to that point yet, you know. But hey, that's a good starting point. Um, I'm glad somebody's at least attempting to do it. Um, oh, why not? I mean,
I
everybody
like
else.
that comment The Alchemist just put up there about we'd be the 11th richest country if we was more
We
yeah,
have
that
$1
right.
trillion you're
I
spending
want
power as a community.
I want to comment on something Loren said earlier.
That's a
Yeah,
good
we gotta
comment.
realize the power of the black dollar, dog. Like for real, for real. Like I remember when we was talking about the and this was something on Straight Talk when we was talking about the not watching the NFL. Motherfuckers was making the comment like, "Oh, they don't need our money. They like everybody need our money. Like we spend with everybody and don't really get nothing in return from
Right.
nobody." You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's and I was going to comment on what you said earlier that the black community need to stop blindly voting Democrat. I I would agree, and I would also say that they need to stop voting. Period, without any anything in return. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the point of voting if you have no representation?
It's like they give us what we want, we need to pick from. Like I'll give you an
Yeah,
example. I'm looking for
but nothing to satisfy or support
exactly
or
like
sustain us. You know.
I'm looking for free lunch for kids at school. We still paying kids got to pay for lunch at school. That should be across the board. We got an education lottery. Why kids got to even worry about signing a form to pay for lunch?
The answer to that is to continue building in the community, building economically, and build and put our own education and school systems together. That way they can learn what they're supposed to learn. They can learn who they are and how they're gonna get along in this fucking world, rather than wait and continuing to keep going and waiting for them to do stuff for us, free lunch and
Yeah,
whatever.
as long as we sending our kids to their schools,
Right.
you know, that's the results you're gonna get. I mean, I understand what you're saying about the free lunch, but fuck the trash they serving them kids in school. They should be paying motherfuckers to eat that shit.
Right.
Well, I'm just speaking on towards that voting Democrat,
Hot
Republican.
pocket.
Is we not gonna get none of the things we actually want. Middle class tax cuts, health
But that's
care.
not. But that's
We not
not.
getting.
But that's not really what we want, though. That's what they
Well,
saying.
that's some of the
news.
things we ask for. Besides, things on top of that. But you know what I mean. That's some of our primary concerns.
Free lunch. Primary.
No, I'm just
Nah,
saying
that ain't a
taxes,
concern of
healthcare.
mine. Like, and that's the thing though. We're not organized and we're not a unified voice. You know what I'm saying? Like different people voting because they have different personal agendas. But until we move as a unit and as a collective, like they have other groups that are smaller than us, but they're more politically powerful than us because they speak as one voice. We haven't learned to do that yet.
Right. I'm telling y'all need to holler Ice Cube, man. The contract for Black America was it was on point.
I agree with that. Even if you didn't agree with everything he was putting in it, at the end of the day, the approach he was trying to take was the right approach. And to me, maybe not necessarily the time that he wanted to be as inclusive as he could have been. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the premise was right. We need to get on board with that, try to revise that, and do it better for for what's coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Niggas attacked him for that because he went to the ear that was willing to listen, and they had a problem with the ear. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the whole thing about politics and lobbying, and you know what I'm saying, getting the interest and say, hey, this is what we want for our vote, right? For our vote, we want these things to happen, and we don't want no fucking promise. If
The Alchemist is definitely on one today. That should be the main thing that we should be demanding is fucking reparations. You know what I'm saying? We talking about middle class tax cuts and all this other shit. Give us our reparations.
What's reparations?
Repairing the damage that y'all have done to our fucking community. That's what reparations is. Whatever the equivalent of 40 acres in a mule, that's what reparations is. Whatever you
40
gave them
acres in
all these other groups of people as reparations, that's what reparations is.
See, the thing about that is the whole premise is it's false and messed up because like we're chasing our tails because we are including the misnomers of terms like African American, right? We in black and all of these things. We are saying that they owe us money for kidnapping us from Africa and bringing us over here and making us work in the fields, and they owe us, and we need money for that.
They did it to everybody else who they owe.
But historically, that never happened, right? So that's why we're not going to get reparations for that, because there's no.
Well, give us reparations for Jim Crow. Give us reparations for
now
the
you're
recent
talking.
shit
Look,
you done
but now
fucked
you-
over us
but
from.
look,
We don't
but-
gotta go that far back.
But look, now you're talking. We talking about what happened, but we can't do it across the board. That's why it's so important for people to do their own family history and genealogy and see what happened to their specific family, because it's not the government who's responsible for any of the shit that happened to our people. It's more on the private sector side, because that's who they work for.
What about
The
when they gave
government
money
that gave
to
reparations to other
Ren,
groups of
Ren.
people.
Right.
They sending fucking
Indians,
money to Ukraine.
China,
Yes, the
yeah.
government. We want our motherfucking money.
The government don't have no money.
But they giving
Well,
it to
what they
somebody.
sending to Ukraine?
Chips,
Okay.
cookies.
There's got to be a deeper conversation, because the government works for the corporations who own this
Whoever
land.
got the
Whatever
money.
name you, yeah, whoever
Okay,
got to
and-
give
We
it.
want our
and I'm
damn
telling
reparations.
I'm telling you, it ain't the government. The government is just
Okay,
a
but
security
the
company.
government they're gonna oversee the disbursement of the funds. Like we
Speak to 'em.
gotta, like you saying, corporations. Who we supposed to ask? McDonald's,
Fucking
Walmart.
right.
Like fuck.
Yes, because it's on record that a lot of these well-to-do universities, a lot of these older companies, you know what I'm saying, Goldman Sachs and John Deere and all of these companies benefited from labor from our ancestors, and they should pay. This was on a private sector. This
The
was not
government make them pay taxes, so the government should use their taxes or make them pay. We need to get our reparations. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't worrying about no taxes. I'm talking about whoever was responsible for our demise and our pain and suffering. They need to come up out of their pocket.
No, Hatch.
and-
If
and-
we giving money to Indians using the government name,
Wait, hold
if we
on,
giving
Tom.
money
Wait.
to the Ukraine,
Stop. Indians? What do you mean Indians?
I'm just saying, whatever group getting it.
The Jews, the Indians, the
Holocaust.
fucking Ukrainians,
Whoever
the
getting it.
Japanese, all these
Yeah,
motherfuckers
but
done
see,
been took
but
care of.
listen, but y'all
Are they
y'all
getting their
talking-
money from
but we're
Saxon
talking-
Minute and a half, fellas.
All right,
Wrap
real
'em
quick
up.
though, Goody. We talking
your
two
thing.
different things. What they received was not reparations. That's something
But what it
totally
was?
Call it what you want, Hatch.
No, call
Don't
it what
call
it
it
is.
reparations.
Listen,
Call it
when you
what they got then.
when you go to court, when you go to court, you write down a legal document. So what you're asking for and your evidence has to be precise. You can't say I want what they want for what they got and give me the. Nah, you got to know the particulars.
Right. So I'm gonna use Dr. Claude Anderson, whoever, Umar Johnson, all of these smart people who know how to word it. Let them go word it.
Umar
Give me what
Johnson.
I'm asking for.
We could just look at what they got, whatever they call the fucking funds that they disperse to all these
Dr.
other group people.
Dr.
Who
Claude
They
from?
call
Anderson.
it the Indian relief.
It's funny
I'll
you
take
say you say Dr. Claude Anderson.
I'm just using them as
No,
examples.
if you look at it, if you look at his work, he's more on point with what can happen and what should happen. But as far as keep talking about, Africa sent us over and we stole people and all of that shit never happened. So you just chasing your tail with that one.
Hey, bro, we gonna kind of be in this same wheelhouse coming up on this third round topic. Appreciate y'all for holding it down through the tech difficulty. I don't know what they call it, but need to come up with something. because we
Say it
definitely
again.
we definitely owed something. You
When
know
we
what
say
I'm saying?
reparations, they know
Or
what the fuck we talking about. And I ain't about to
or
go ask McDonald's for no damn reparations. They gonna get
or,
niggas Happy Meals.
or some of us are definitely owed something. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, bro.
I'm a little darker than y'all.
You know what I'm saying? A Fund Solution, fixing credit, baby. Let me tell you something. Get with it. Follow me. A Fund Solution. That's my Nola people, so I trust it. You heard me? Yeah.
Who that?
Two-step women. Check it out. Come
just to say, okay, well, your debt is completely forgiven. Obviously, they have an agenda for that. They need votes in November. So the timing is a pure coincidence there as well. But it's completely unfair. And taxpayers all over the country, taxpayers that never took out a student loan, taxpayers that pay their bills and maybe even never went to college or just hardworking people, they shouldn't have to pay off the great big student loan debt for pay.
Nah, we talking debt forgiveness right here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people been hearing about the student loan forgiveness or whatnot. Seem like some people are not too fond of the idea and or just feel it's a political ploy. Either way, I'm definitely with it. Being as though I could benefit from, not having that damn debt. I feel it's funny that they talking about that shouldn't be forgiven when a lot of them have loans for multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars that have been forgiven. And even though we could say it's different type of loans, at the end of the day, it's all debt. You know what I mean? So talk to me. I see your hand up there, bro. Do your thing.
I'm looking at it, how we got that, what was that thing Trump gave us, the stimulus package? Everybody was so hyped about that, couldn't wait to get that, and then we got hit with these high gas prices to make up for that stimulus. So forgiving this student loan debt, what we gonna be the backlash behind that? We gonna get some higher gas prices again? They're gonna make the rent go higher again? Cause something gonna come about it. They ain't just giving it away. Just like I don't think they just gave us that stimulus check. So it's a scary future to see.
I could probably afford the gas because I done freed up several $100s, but I hate
them prices gonna increase whether they forget the student loans or not.
Yeah, I don't think that got shit to do with none of that. See?
Well, if you look at my example I gave from that stimulus check, we got a high ass gas bill.
Nah, that ain't. I don't think the raising of the gas had nothing to do with stimulus because that ain't coming from the same pot. Like y'all, like people think that the government is running this shit.
Yeah, the government don't even control the gas price.
I don't care whoever doing it. I'm gonna just call it the
because
government.
listen, it ain't coming from the same place. You see what I'm saying? Like this student loan forgiveness shit. Most of this shit was predatory lending anyway, right? These high interest rates you're giving these to these kids and coming out of high school, right? 4, 5, 6 loans per semester, right? Then that shit just stack on top. Oh, your mama want one too? Y'all, whatever. Just sign for it. Subsidized, unsubsidized, whatever. Yeah.
I see you, Alchemist. Another one. Who he on fire today?
That's a lady.
Oh, okay, my bad. She on fire today.
But that and the PPP loan forgiveness, I mean, they crying because, like, for the longest time, they, the road to success, the finish line, they keep moving that motherfucker, right? Keep moving it back. Uh, Years ago, you get a high school diploma, right? Get you a little trade, right? You should make you a decent amount of money and have a nice little life. And then it's like, well, no, you need a degree, right? Get you an associate's, and then no, that wasn't good. You got to have a bachelor's, and then well, now you need a master's degree, right? Uh,
Man, they need to
and,
forgive all that shit. If they could send
so
billions of
that's what I'm
dollars to
saying.
Ukraine, they could forgive student debt and they could forgive PPP loans. You know what I'm saying? We got
Okay,
money to
why,
help everybody else all outside this motherfucker, but can't seem to help the people right
Ren,
here.
Ren, you you know why they helping Ukraine? They put Ukraine in place. They put them people right there so they can be close to Russia to spy. That's not no coincidence. That's their colony.
But what I'm saying is, if you have the ability to do that, if you could find the funds to do that,
No, but
then
you
you
ain't
could find
listening.
the funds to help
But
your own
but you're but
citizens.
you but you're not listening. That's their people. We're not their people. This government is made up of immigrants. They take care of immigrants. When people come over here, they're considered white, whether they light skinned, whether they African, whether they so-called Hindu or whatever. They're white. This is for immigrants. That's their people. We're not their people.
Let's say, dog. I find it I find it funny that you basically paying for training in a specific area. You know what I'm saying? College or whatever. You can't provide the job for said area, but I'm still bound by all this debt for the training that I got for jobs that you can't even provide.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't with it.
Most
Y'all got to
most
do something for me.
most people I know with degrees not even in their field. They're not even using their degree. They just got a bunch
We
of
need
fucking debt, 60, 70,000 in debt. Got a nice little certificate on the wall, but them motherfuckers
So the debt
working in a
forgiveness just gonna
warehouse.
scratch. That's just gonna scratch a little surface because, like I said, people ain't even in the jobs they got their degrees on. It's gonna help them save a few dollars, but you're gonna end up spending it on high bread. Bread will be $20 a loaf. Gas
They
will be
forgave loans
gonna
for
be ugly.
fucking multi-millionaires.
Because that's their
Multi-millionaires get
people.
loans in.
Because that's their people.
Well, we
Well,
That's
get
the
it.
nigga,
We
people.
get it.
well
That's
then
why.
then we
That's why
need
we were
to
saying
do
give us
like they
our
do
reparations.
overseas, and we need to overthrow them bitches. We need to have a fucking rebellion.
You
Hey,
look like
but
you
they
got
ain't got
about
the
30
jobs.
guns
They
over there,
training you
Rent.
for the job that's not there. That's the only thing. But
Okay. I, I don't know, man. It's so many layers to this shit, bro.
oh, definitely.
Like that, there is no one answer to it because the attack is coming from 360 degrees. You know what I'm saying? On every fucking level. So we can't say, well, this is happening and that is happening, but we need to do this, bruh. It's gonna take about a good 30 years for the best of us to figure this shit out because
If
it's
you could
it's, it's
forgive
so much.
fucking billionaires who got $1 million loans, if you could just forgive that, then how the fuck you can't forgive a struggling college student for some student debt?
Because
Just the
them
logic
billion
is fucked up.
because them companies, right? They the ones who the government work for. What is some struggling college kid gonna do? You forgive his debt, right? What is that gonna do for the government? Not a fucking thing.
I think that's a good point too. If business loans was thriving like student loans, I know that's right. Shit.
I don't know, man. I'm just glad some people that I know was able to benefit from getting that debt taken from them. Uh,
Yeah.
help a lot of motherfuckers credit out. Helped out their buying power, and they
So is
Exactly,
Didn't
dog.
that
forgiveness
sleepy
better
eyed
than?
motherfucker in the office when he was running, didn't he say, wasn't that on his platform that he gonna forgive student loans?
he did, and Bernie said it too. Hey, I want to I
But
want
Bernie never got in though.
nah Bernie. I'm glad he didn't get in CIA anyway. But say Hatch, the government is supposed to be to work for us and not the other way around.
I'd rather
Uh,
burn it over this
I
nigga.
I disagree. I disagree that this government is supposed to work for us because this is not our government. Our government will overthrown. Y'all see them. You know them
So
Confederate
is the
flags that
solution to
y'all. Hold on.
get more black people in those seats to make
No,
change? Do we have
no.
them in there at all?
Listen to what I'm saying. Y'all remember those Confederate flags that they told y'all was racist? Y'all
Yeah.
remember seeing them
Yes.
down in Mississippi and
Yeah.
Alabama and all? You remember that, right? That's the flag of your government. That's the flag of our government.
Well, what's the red, white, and blue flag?
Nigga, the
That's the
motherfuckers with them, the flag might not be racist, but the motherfuckers waving them damn show is.
Hey, you need to do your research.
I
Nigga,
could
you
just
have you
look
ever
at it.
talked to somebody with that flag?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Listen to their opinion of what that
absolutely,
represent,
absolutely. I
and they
have.
told you they wanted to help you.
No,
We need to
that's
work
not
on
what I'm saying.
African American
They
sovereignty.
they say, hey, uh, this is about my heritage and my culture. What they're doing is they're replacing you as a First Nation. That's what they're saying. They're saying that this is, they're just changing places with you.
Need sovereignty.
Do your research, bro. I point you into something into the right direction. The way at least it'll be plain for you to see, and you can,
Yeah, you gonna have to point me
judge
in the
for
right
yourself.
direction because the motherfuckers I done seen with that flag, they be on some racist shit. Now maybe the people who waving it, you know what I'm
They
saying?
told
They just
they tell you it's racist so you can stay away from it. But look,
They can hit you
if
with
you
the
look at
crumbs.
dude, there's so many pictures and old photos of lynchings right throughout the South
Send
back
them
to the
books, Rock.
20s. And when you look at it, you never see a fucking Confederate flag. You always see that goddamn stars and fucking stripes.
Oh yeah, it was
The
definitely the spot.
KKK has the stars and stripes. You understand? Right. Right. Even the
Mm-hmm.
swastika, what they call the goddamn the 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 Nazi flag, the swastika, right? They
Mm-hmm.
say that's racist. That's not racist.
Sun symbol.
That means, universal knowledge,
no. I'm not
but
saying the symbols is necessarily racist. I'm saying the motherfuckers who fucking brandishing the symbols is racist.
who's telling us that? Are we living through
Right,
this
but when you
reality?
see it, you
That's
associate it with what they telling you it is.
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
We not living through that reality. That's something people are saying. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming sticking those rebel flags on your fucking car. I mean on your lawn. They're not doing that. It's the red, white, and blue.
I ain't sticking none of that shit on my lawn. I'm just saying the people who be representing that shit, they come across as racist. The shit they say out their mouth. They
I
don't
just
be
thought that
like
was just
one band.
The
They don't be
so.
on some
So
one band, one sound
that
shit.
Confederate
that
flag wasn't just for a certain demographic for the
that's
South.
that's
I
so
thought that
that's
was
so
just a
called
particular area when the red, white, and blue flag is for the whole country. So
no
that's kind of where I'm at with it.
no
That was a
because
Southern thing.
this place ain't really that old. You understand? Like y'all thinking like 1776 and all that. Nah, listen. It's only been since the 40s and 50s have they been acquiring states. You know what I'm saying? And naming states and naming territories and this shit ain't that old, bro. It's really not.
And
It's
y'all
just
I'm gonna
told
be
them, bro, we
honest. I
got
don't
2
give a
minutes.
damn what flag you got. We want our reparations. You hear me?
but
Like
see what I'm saying? But that makes like you can't get somebody's inheritance asking for something else. You see what I'm saying? It's like they're not gonna tell you what to ask for. They're gonna let you keep asking what you asking for, and they just gonna say no.
Like, they don't
You
want
gonna
you to
ask for
get
what
what
you
you're
want.
supposed to get
Right,
anyway. Yeah,
right.
so keep
They ain't
asking
gonna
for the
say they
wrong
ain't gonna
shit.
say shit.
You stay in the same spot.
Right. Wrong password.
Yep.
I want my daddy's records.
Cannot pass.
Hey, you could start with that one. I need
I
my
want my
daddy's
daddy's
record.
records. Blind
so,
mellow jelly.
all these other demographics of people, they got they quote unquote reparations simply because they called it the right thing.
I don't think it was called reparations. If you look back at the cases and look
Well, give
at what's
me
going
what
on,
you call theirs then.
we're saying reparations. We're
Let's
saying reparations.
hey Ren, let's call it I want my daddy's records. Give everybody their daddy's records.
Now, but look,
We don't gotta call it reparation.
you have to know that before any war happens, they already have a plan for reparations and restitution.
My
They
dad is
already have a
record.
plan.
Ain't
What
reparation.
who's going when this side kill this side? Okay, we gonna build this. We gonna do that. We gonna give them some money. We gonna you know patch it all up, and we gonna have some peace.
Well, dog. As always, like I said, pretty eventful. You know what I'm saying? We got one more round before we get out the door. Y'all good on this one? Any closings?
I want my
Herb?
daddy's records.
I mean,
That's what I'm
I would
talking
like
about.
to think, that make it sound like us as a people is real dumb. Like it sound like they got this pot of money that they just ready to give us if we could just figure out the right thing to call it.
Right. Really?
In all actuality, to be honest, they don't own any deeds to no land over here. All that shit is fictitious, right? And nobody signed for that. All of the treaties that they were supposed to make with our people, none of that shit is real. So to be honest, we really can evict their ass, to be honest, because they can't show no real proof of ownership. Who did you purchase it from?
That's what I was about to say. It's not only how they're asking, it is what they're asking and who's asking. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, what we should be asking for reservations, because I know it's groups of people that
No,
done got
look,
reservations. I know it's groups
And
of people that done got checks for the wrong that has been done to their ancestors. Like, and
specifically,
yes.
right now,
So all these groups of people knew the right thing to ask for, and we the only assholes asking for the wrong thing. For hundreds of years, we just been asking for the wrong shit.
listen, we're not talking about the same thing, though, Ren.
yeah, and we
We're not
classified
talking
the
about the
wrong.
same thing. The same people are not responsible. Yeah, those situations happen to other people, but it wasn't the same people. It was just say for for the sake of argument, the Oklahoma City community, right, in the 20s. Who's responsible for that?
Oh, yeah, I don't. What you talking about the Black Wall Street thing?
Yeah, that community. Who was responsible for that?
Oh, I don't know the exact group of people.
White militia coming over after the war, right? They went over there and fought, and they came back here and they didn't have shit, right? But guns, and they seen these niggas having a fucking good old fucking time. Remember during the time this was in, the Depression time, right? They didn't have shit. Okay, so in order to get something, they took it. They took it by force. They say somebody whistled at somebody and did this shit, and
It's always one of
they
them cat
always
calls.
incite the riot and the mob mentality. And once the bullets start flying, it's all hell break loose. They went and broke into the armory, right? And they had all these military vehicles, and they had the fucking dropping bombs from planes, right?
So when we say reparations, we don't get what's owed to us because we calling it the wrong thing. When everybody knows the fuck we talking about,
No, but
you know what I'm saying?
that's not how the world. That's not how the world work, right?
The
That's not how the world.
the event you talking about in Tulsa in the 1920s. So 100-something years, nobody just ain't figure out the right word to get these people the compensation to repair the damage that was done to them.
No. See, like I'm saying, we're talking about two different things. When people in general are mentioning reparations, they're talking about they want money that is owed to their ancestors from being enslaved in Africa and taken and brought here and worked
For
for
free
free.
labor. For 400
Yes,
years of free labor.
yes. Okay, that never happened. That
It
never
did
happened.
happen.
No, it did not. And
It
there's
did.
nothing. There's
Well,
nothing. There's nothing you
let's
can
not even
find to
get
say
caught
it.
up on that. We
Yeah, I'm
don't
not
even
even.
gotta
Yeah.
go that far back. Like I said, we could go for Jim
But
Crow. We could go for redlining. We could go for all the
But that's
other
what.
bullshit they done did. We could go for the lynchings. We could go for the Klan fucking over people. We could go for the prison complex. Like they've been fucking
Segregation.
over us in modern history. We don't. They got shit we could see with our own eyes right now that's happening. We want reparations for that shit.
I hear you, Red. I hear you. but who's responsible? That's what I'm saying. Who you gonna go after? Who directly benefited from those situations, right? Who directly benefited from my great great grandfather uh, being killed on his tobacco farm in South Carolina, over 150 acres that was taken from
Probably the
him.
motherfucker
White
that
folks.
took over the
A
land.
mob, a mob, a mob,
White folks.
a mob. They were killing people and running them off their land, and then
White folks.
they was taking the deed, right, and getting it in their name by saying it was abandoned.
Well, maybe we should take that approach. Mob up and kill some motherfuckers and take their deeds. Cause this asking for this mysterious word that we ain't getting ain't working.
Hey, bro.
Pat, you saying the farmer who
This-
killed our grandpa back then, we should go get it from them. That ain't what we looking at. It ain't like that.
Why
But-
it ain't?
but
that's
that- but that-
that's
but
that,
that's
that's what it that's what exactly what it is. Because
Right.
those deeds still exist. And you look at those
And they your
deeds
shit.
No,
and listen,
what
if
happened
there was
was
no listen, if your
is
ancestor
the
to me.
white man point
Listen,
blank period.
listen to me. If you look, you can get the records of those deeds. Every state has them. Every county has them. If your ancestors own land and it was taken from them by the city or the government or anybody else, and it was not sold, that land belongs to his heirs. That's law. Because the state and city municipalities cannot own land. So how can they confiscate land?
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
pretty
bro.
sure they don't have those deeds and none
They
of
do.
the
They
and
do.
the other
Look,
halls.
we in court right now behind it. I'll tell you how it go.
Bruh.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
we should be getting something behind after then, since
It's
they're
you,
getting recovered.
your family. It's you have to do the
So you
research.
saying
on it.
basically first you gotta trace your own lineage and see what happened to your particular
Yeah, Ren,
bloodline. You know what I'm saying? And
Ren,
then
you
go
listen.
basically go
Right, 'cause
hard
you gotta have
behind
a
that.
case.
You might be descendant of somebody who came from Jamaica that never had nothing to do with none of this shit. You
Okay,
might be
so let
from
me ask this
Barbados.
I know
because
Frederick
might be
Douglass
from-
didn't know his own birthday. He couldn't go
because
find no record
because
of
when we go through
where
their
his parents and
go
his
through
family
their
got fucked over at.
avenues like the you know, the ancestry.com, I don't believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Send me your blood and we're gonna tell you
Right, I don't
who you
believe in that
related
either.
to. So
Ancestry.com
about
don't have shit to
paperwork.
do with DNA. It's all records. It's vital records. It's records from the National Archive. It's records from the local churches, the state and local municipalities, birth records, marriage records. All of that shit has your family's identification on it, meaning their race and where they lived, and through that you can tell exactly what ethnic group that they was associated with, because they only lived in their own communities. You see what I'm saying? So you find that out, you can trace your family back, and you can know what they own and when did they move. I'm just saying.
Hey, bro, we had talked about doing this on the show a while back. Y'all don't remember?
I got the book.
Right.
well, send me
Why
that
so
book
many
because
people?
I want
Why
my
many
daddy
people ain't
records. I
went
don't
that
want your
far
daddy
in
records.
research
I
to
don't
go
want
get
his
their?
daddy records. I want what's rightfully mine. You know what I'm saying?
Why people ain't went did that deep diving to find out all of that by now? If that was so simple and that's the answer. You, for
Because
example,
No, I think some people probably have done that.
everybody is so overwhelmed with just the fact of living and working and hustling just to work and be alive. You know what I'm saying? That's not really in full front of people's mind. They make it hard for you. You know, you ain't got time to do that
Not
type
to
of shit.
mention, people don't want to do the work anyway. People
Right.
want the easy shit. Oh, they got the
Oh,
reparations.
we
They
got
giving it
reparation?
out.
Oh, yeah, all right. Let me know when they get it.
Hey, you ain't trying to go look to see what it really
who
is.
doing that? Who doing that successfully to come back and tell people, hey dog, I went and looked up my lineage. Guess what I found? Yeah, I'm about to get my.
Okay, now see, now we got to stop. We got to stop acting like that, like somebody holding knowledge from us. If
No, I
you,
just want to see if
I was
somebody
about to say,
been
you just
doing
gotta
what you
put the head of
said.
the street a
I
I
tell you
want to
what,
see some proof behind what you're saying. I want to see if
you
somebody
can start.
actually
You can
recovered
start with
from
this.
doing what you said do.
So maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I was looking at it from a collective standpoint, and
We
it's
ain't
more
we
like
ain't all
an
the same.
individual
We ain't all
standpoint.
the same. We ain't all the same, man.
That's
We
according if you
listen,
saying slavery wasn't real.
no,
So
listen.
yeah, if you putting that
What
aspect on it,
what our ancestors went through in New Orleans. When,
Say that. That shit hurt his feelings.
I'm
Sure.
I'm gonna let him go because he love Harriet Tubman. You
Look
did.
at his face, dog.
I see it. Listen,
Yeah.
look.
That boy got the screw face, you heard me? Hey, bro,
No,
what I
listen,
will
on
say,
that
Hat
aspect,
giving
I've
you some good
always
game,
said,
dog. You gotta
dog,
follow the
where the
breadcrumbs,
but I
slave
dog.
ain't make
ships
no
at,
sense what I just
because
asked.
the way they like to hold these monuments in our face and stuff, I think they would have preserved the slave ship. They would have been sending motherfuckers on field trips to the slave ship
Oh,
and all
oh.
type of shit like
Now,
that.
Come on, man.
now
Talk
that you
to me.
mentioned that, remember you was talking about the door to hell or the door to somewhere. It's in the
I know what
the
you're talking about.
Oak Islands off of Senegal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nowhere, wherever.
Hat.
Bruh,
Hat.
did,
Wait.
okay.
Go ahead.
My
Damn.
bad. My bad. See,
That's an extra round. We need to do a whole round on that because I
Fuck
feel
it.
like
We
you're bringing out
already
some
in.
good information.
okay.
Man, look. Keep talking, Hat. We in
So
it now.
it has been presented as uh, a place that represents the
Point of no return.
transatlantic slave trade, right? So it's a tourist site. It has always been a symbol. It has never actually owned or had or held any slaves. It was built 10 years after the transatlantic slave trade supposedly had happened. And based on the architecture, it was a fucking mansion, right? That had 3 large bedrooms and nothing else. There was no
Oh
port for no
shit.
slaves. There was no, uh, you know, uh, no dock or nothing where slaves would be sold or whatever. If you look at it, that would be the worst slave house anyway, because they couldn't even get to it based on where it is, because it wasn't that. It was a house.
What I always question, Hat, was, you know how they say they got all these names? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, who taking names as you holding prisoners on the boat? You feel me? And who's willingly giving their name? You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna ask you this: where did they get all of this wood from? Wood forest to make all of these trees? Did they get it from the wood, the forest over here, or the forest in Europe? Like what? Where all these fucking trees to take 12.5 million Africans? 12.5 million. You know how
Uh,
many fucking trips you gonna have to take on them rotten ass, weak ass boats?
and the
Yeah.
type of manpower it took to really man these ships.
Hey,
Nobody don't
and where
facilitate.
where is where is the nigger factory who taught you how to do all of this
So
shit?
books told you that this didn't exist. Say it did exist.
No, books
So
didn't tell me. Books didn't tell me it
well, how
didn't.
you what you read to find out that that
Record,
didn't exist? You read
record.
something.
Listen,
Don't tell me you ain't read.
listen to me. I'm gonna tell you. You get this is the main thing when it comes to educating a lot of our people. We get our feelings into it because
Reading.
no. Listen to me. Listen. You're talking about reading. You're not reading anything, because if that's all you know, I can tell what you're reading. You reading the books that they gave you in school. Yeah, that's compulsory education.
What you reading?
Ding ding
I
ding.
read that too when I was younger.
But it's
But
all coming from books. That's the point. From
no,
people who giving us information. Some of them might be right. You can't just pinpoint
okay.
and saying your information
All right.
you reading is accurate
I'm
and the
trying.
one I'm reading wrong.
I'm trying to tell you something, but you keep holding on to what you're thinking. I'm saying this. Okay, during the '60s, right? They say the civil rights movement was about getting the right to vote, right? Or something
That's
about,
a good.
right? So they say black people didn't have the right to vote.
That's a
Do
good
you
one.
remember that?
It was about more than just that.
Okay,
The civil
but
rights
it
movement.
was just bear with me, okay? It was at least about that, something about that, right?
The same shit we dealing with now. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
How can we be marching for the right to vote when it's on document that we had a bunch of black governors, lieutenant governors, mayors, and congressmen in the 1800s? How did we not have the right to vote if we had uh black congressmen?
It's
So
called
you
critical
saying
thinking.
okay, I understand that, but the people that were doing that in Mississippi, Alabama, and these states, you saying they actually could have voted and they wasn't getting their ass beat at the polls and shit?
No, I'm saying this. All of that, the right to vote shit was a game to get our ancestors, right? The ones in the late 1900s to the early, I mean, late 1800s to the early 1900s to integrate into their game. You understand what I'm saying? We was not a part of America. After somebody just said that. After Reconstruction, right? We were in control. A lot of this stuff that started a lot of these um uh, community race wars or riots.
Yeah,
You can
bro.
look at the map from the early 1800s to goddamn 1980s. Still,
You got that
Now
from a
read
book.
these two posts, bro.
our communities have been under siege by European militant groups. This ain't got
Cause
shit to do with the
this,
government.
this the skinny of it, bro. And that's what had you saying. We was here, we was reclassified, and some of us was stolen and brought here. You see what I'm saying? But the numbers that was supposedly brought here and all that pales in comparison to
But here's the
people who here.
here's the
And
crazy part.
names been changed and some more shit. You got to
Here's
look
the
My
at the
point
birth
is, you got to
certificate.
consider all books, all information. If we gonna consider
here's the
that,
crazy
we got
part.
to consider the Harriet Tubman possibility. We got
No,
to
no.
consider
Listen,
why
I'm
not?
not, because you have to talk about who's writing the books.
Who wrote the book you read?
Rim,
I'm with you on that. But
listen,
what I
I'm
would say is
not
look
gonna,
at
I'm
the
not
birth
gonna,
certificates.
let me say this right
That's
quick.
gonna kind of tell a tale.
You said that they brought a few Africans over, right, to work as slaves. All right. Now, I'm going to say that's true and that's false. I'm going to say it's false first because your idea of what they talking about, okay, they say in Jamestown in 1650 something in Jamestown, Virginia, they bought 20 something odd Negroes to work.
Yeah, that number ain't right.
And well, it was just 20. But they bought them from Barbados and they didn't bring it to Jamestown, Virginia. They bought it to Jamestown, Massachusetts, which was their first settlement. Okay. But they didn't come from Africa. They came from Barbados. It was 20 girls. They was working as hookers. They bought them here, then they left. They did not become American stock. Number one. Number two, there were people who came across from Africa or what they call Africa on ships, but they were pale. There is no Europe. There is no Middle East. Europe is a part of Africa. And those Africans came over here on ships. And they worked. They were,
So you saying so it's Europeans instead of Africans was came here?
I'm trying to tell you, the Europeans is the Africans.
Oh,
So he's saying ain't no Europe.
Ain't no
that's
Europe.
Africa. All that's Africa. How they
Go there,
develop?
go there and you'll see. Go there and you'll see. There was no 1555 first slaves came to no colonies. That is not a truth. That's not the truth. There's no verifiable evidence to say that. Nothing.
She must have read something that said it.
They were taken from
Cleve pissed off.
listen,
Nah, I'm just
they were playing round robin. Remember, we was not all one country. We were different nations within this landmass, right? So you had the Algonquins and you had the Creek and you had, you know what I'm saying, different people. They would capture and take you from Maryland and bring you to Atlanta, or take you from Haiti and bring you to New Orleans, or take you from New Orleans and bring you to, you know what I'm saying, it was all in the same thing. And it was all about workforce. It wasn't about slavery. It was indentured servitude and labor contracts. This is all documentation, bro. This
But
is
check
all
it, bro.
Contracts.
My
Yes.
question would be
So
like, and I ain't dispute nothing you saying.
he signed a labor
Hold on,
contract. That's what you're
caveman.
telling me?
Say again.
You saying Frederick Douglass signed a labor contract?
No, bro. What are
Or
you
he didn't
talking?
exist?
What are you talking about?
No, you
Frederick
saying he
Douglass.
was a
Frederick,
slave. He was
Frederick
a
Douglass.
slave.
No, he was not. What are you talking
Yes, he
about?
was. What
No,
you
he was
mean?
not. No, he was not.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You said it wasn't no slavery. They was working
No,
as
Frederick Douglass.
employees.
There
So
was
he was
nothing. Okay,
he was an operator one.
you show me where Frederick Douglass was a slave.
What you mean? I read his book.
Frederick Douglass come from a very wealthy family, dude. Frederick Douglass gave
Y'all
money
didn't
to
see this big
freedom.
ass 1,000-page book I showed y'all about his autobiography? He ain't come from no wealthy family. He didn't know his father. He only met his mother, or unless that was a lie.
Of course it was.
So so he knew his father. He met it. He knew his mom. He didn't know these people. What are you talking about?
Dude, I'm talking about you need to be more responsible with your history and stop letting people
But if I
tell you in
read
school.
your book,
No,
I'm gonna just
it's
have
not my book. It's not my book.
the book you read. How about that? That's
It's
the
not
same
the,
goddamn
it's not the
praise.
book. It's not the book. It's
Well,
the book.
how am I gonna get the information? Just listen.
No,
No, what
no,
he's saying is he researching
no.
like archived information as opposed to a book that somebody wrote. My question is this: these other groups of people who receive compensation for their
They
um,
they sued.
mistreatment,
They sued. They sued the
but
they went to
so
the
they
UN.
sue collectively.
No, they either went to the UN, right, and said that our indigenous rights was infringed upon by this party. We suffered these losses and we need our restitution. And they was on trial and they had to fucking pay. The countries and people get brought up on war crimes all the time. It's all about court.
So
So when I read
basically,
about
it
Frederick
go
Douglass
back to
marrying
what
this
you were
white
saying,
woman,
like
that ain't
finding
true
out
either.
what exactly happened to your people, your
Yeah,
people individually, not
my, your
collectively.
your people. Your people. You got to find out what happened to your people. Because your people didn't have the same issue as my people. Like it was two different families. We don't
I'm
know
up for
everything.
everything is in consideration. I ain't just dismissing nothing. So
Oh, you dismissing everything. I can see it all in
nah,
your face. Look at your
I
lips.
ain't dismissing nothing. There's a possibility for everything come
You,
from books.
do
I
you have
wasn't there.
do you have a Harriet Tubman tattoo or something on you or something that
It's in my heart.
okay. What do you know about Harriet Tubman?
What I know about it, she led the to free a lot of black slaves through the Underground Railroad.
What was the Underground Railroad?
It was a connection of people, white folks,
See, now you can
underground,
stop. You can
hidden
stop right.
houses. It
You
was
can stop.
houses.
No,
It
you can
was
stop
houses they
right.
was using to house people.
You
It
can
was a
stop.
collection of people helping getting from one place to another. That's what it was.
That is a false narrative.
Okay, so that was another information I read that was wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a false narrative. The person Harriet Tubman did not exist. That person is a character in a book. If you give me an opportunity, I can show you that. That was a character. There
But
is
that's
there.
gonna come from something you read though.
No,
That's the
listen.
whole point I'm saying.
Oh, I'm saying you can't find shit on Harriet Tubman before that fucking article. You can't find nothing after. There's no birth records. There's no marriage certificate. There's no that she has no children. She has no parents. She has no husband. Like, where did she come from? During that time, there's other people who have records of their birth, of their existence.
But just like you saying that ain't true, like whoever put in the comment, Frederick Douglass wasn't a slave. He was from a wealthy family. So the things I read about him was false. He ain't marry a white woman. He ain't have all these children and grandchildren that died before he died. These things didn't exist. That book I read wasn't nothing truth about it.
I don't know what you read, but I
What
do
I
know.
just told you what I read. What you
No,
mean?
man, bro. Sometimes you could be so simple, like with things, and not even listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying you said you read a book. Okay, A book has a writer and it has sources that their information comes from. Can you verify any of their information?
If I looked it up, yeah, but I haven't. But
If you haven't looked it up, well, I did. Is what I'm saying. You talking about the book you read? You didn't vet your sources. I vet my
okay,
sources.
Give me y'all closing, fellas. We had time. Excuse me for the difficulties. Okay,
I
man,
want to
y'all
know
heard
what the
what
right word to call it when I ask for the money from fucking over my people.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, for us, we gotta be spot on here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't making light of it because everything you said, like I agree with a lot of what you're saying. Hey, you know what I'm saying? And the parts that I may not agree with, I'm open to looking into it to find out about it. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't like how well, I ain't gonna say I don't like, but the way it was kind of coming across, like if you only knew the right thing to call it, you would get what's rightfully yours.
That is the loophole of law. That is the loophole of law. You got to study the law and see what the precedents were, what court cases that has happened that's relevant to your case that you can use. Hey, this happened here. There was a precedence for here. So now this same situation is I'm in this situation. So the same consideration needs to be given to me.
Right.
I'm gonna close with this. Happy birthday to Michael Jackson. Y'all go back and look at them top fours. I won that hands down. For the woman who drinking out of the dumpster for some Balenciagas, you need to reconsider. You heard me. I hope everybody's singing that and pay attention to who we around. I want our reparations. Be careful about this student loan forgiveness because just like they gave us that stimulus check and we had to pay for them damn gas prices high. I don't know what's gonna come after this college debt forgiveness. I hope nothing, but I'm keeping my eyes open. And last thing, I consider a lot about history. I'm open to books. You know, you gave me a couple books to read. I read them, and I don't think everything about history is completely accurate. So, but I'm not going to dismiss that slavery existed. You're gonna have to give me 40 books to read to convince me that didn't happen.
That's because you like that trauma. Like you want to feel like that victim. Like you
I just
want
don't think all of this history, when
it,
being
but
told from people, was
but
a lie. Not
that's
everything.
that's
That
the
means
thing about
everything just was
we have
lies. Every
we have
single
to
thing.
we have to stop thinking what happened. We have to prove what happened.
And that's the thing too, dog. You keep saying about the history, and I'm not tripping because I'm in the history field. I'm a history buff. But at the end of the day, everything, bro, everything is written in perspective. Whose perspective is it written in? You know what I'm saying? Investigate things for yourself. Vet all your sources, and if you can, use as many primary sources as possible.
Primary
You know what I'm
sources. Tell
saying?
them what primary sources are.
Dog, you won't deal with the records. You won't deal with first-hand motherfuckers who've been there, accounts written by motherfuckers who've actually been there or close
During
there
that
too.
time.
You see
During
what I'm
that
saying?
Give me something to
But
read. I ain't gonna
the
say
rec
a book then.
the
I
rec
don't want to use the
listen,
word
bro,
book.
the records, like the birth certificates, bro. Get your old people birth certificates. Look at the
we got
title changes,
I got birth certificates
and that's gonna
and,
lead you where you need to go.
So you
not
saying it's not? We ain't gonna get this information from a book. We got to go through
You gotta
history
talk to your
records.
what you
people.
do. Listen, where you born at? Where you born? New Orleans?
Yeah, I'm born in New Orleans.
You born in Charity?
I was born in Two-Row.
Okay, cool. Go down to the Vital Records office in New Orleans, right? You get your birth certificate, you get your parents, your mom and your daddy, and you should be able to get your grandparents, right? And it's gonna tell you where how old they were when each one of them was born, right? I'm talking about the
That's what
parents,
birth certificates do.
and they're gonna tell you your race.
That's right.
I can bet you as much whatever you want bet. Ain't none of that shit say African, African American, black, none of that shit. It said either Negro,
More. My pa
mulatto.
got more
It
on
said
him.
you'll lie. It said either Negro, mulatto, or Indian.
All right.
I say other.
Or I think
Before we go out, give me something to
during the
read.
1900s,
Hatch.
I think they did colored. I think they were doing colored at that
Yeah,
time.
call it.
Yeah.
Give me something to read before we roll out. Let me go order something new.
You need to look at this book called. I'll text it to you.
All right, for sure.
I'll text it to you.
All right, well, shit. A little over, bro, but it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Good one as always. That's an extra round one, and we need to do it. We say we're gonna do it. Go ahead and take that walk on here so everybody can kind of see. You know what I'm saying? And you can really pull back the layers. Had definitely good putting it down. Caveman, follow the breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna hurt you, dog. Cuz Rent, always appreciate you. Y'all know me. This is the Rounds Podcast. Let's get out of here, fellas.
Yeah, dig.
If you like the content, make sure you like, share,